Hello, hello. Welcome back to Divinefelinee Tarot. I'm gonna try to not spend too much time on the intro. This is gonna be a general reading, as usual. What is it that Spirit wants us to know right here, right now? What is most important for us to know right here, right now? As always, please use your own discernment above anything else that you'll hear from a tarot reader or any type of divination, especially that divination online. Take what resonates, etc., etc. Without further ado, we're going to dive in. I'll only communicate with beings of love, here for our highest good and the highest good of all involved, intending no harm to us or through us. What do we need to know? What is most important for us to know right here, right now? There has been a lot of a big influx of energy, at least for me personally. But oddly enough, I'm feeling quite calm right now, which is strange. Okay. Usually I start off with the Moonology, and I'm sort of being pulled to get those. Success. That is very strange. I have not been able to sleep through the night for at least a few days now. And this happens periodically, usually in times of transition. I woke up with a lot of energy. So it is really strange how centered I feel right now. I feel no with an exclamation mark and be assertive. Okay. Spirit is definitely in the room. Look for a sign. Look for a sign. That does seem specific for somebody. Wow. Peaceful resolution. Peaceful resolution. Within the next few weeks. Peaceful resolution within the next few weeks. And perfect timing. Okay, sorry, getting a little excited. I feel this sense of calmness is probably, it feels like coming from Spirit. and a sense of like reassurance. I don't know if you're maybe worried or just in thought, wondering how things are going to play out. Ugh, Jesus. The light's on a motion sensor timer. But yeah, again, this sort of sense of calm, it's like there's nothing to worry about. There really is nothing to worry about. You're on the right track. You're doing the right things. You're in the right place. It almost seems like there's nothing for you to figure out either. Like there's nothing for you. Wow. Sorry. You're ready. You're ready and wait. This was actually on the bottom of the deck when I first pulled the cards out. I didn't say it because, you know, I didn't shuffle yet. But again, it seems like there's nothing you really need to do right now, you know? And maybe this look for a sign is to like waiting for the sign that's telling you to act, you know, when that thing, whatever it is, presents itself, to keep aware for when certain things present themselves, certain opportunities within the next few weeks. Okay, I'm being drawn to the tarot, but I don't want to really pull these right now. But I guess I'll follow the instinct. Five of Swords, Page of Cups. Okay, so the Five of Swords is sort of giving me a situation. Then we have the Five of Wands. Five of Swords giving me a situation where you're walking away. Yeah, in conjunction with the Five of Wands. Let me finish my sentence. You're walking away from chaos. You're walking away from a situation where it's not worth the effort of fighting, it seems. And the Moon. Yeah, and you're not really sure about the next steps. But there's peaceful resolution. So, oh, the King of Wands. Rising above. Rising above. Rising above a situation. Petty dramas almost. High Priestess. Intuition. Yeah. Sorry. This is a very intuitively led time. Which can be scary. Yeah, Nine of Wands. There's like a recuperation and protection, but I'm mainly getting like recuperation after leaving something sort of tumultuous, or maybe it's just recuperation in general. Take what resonates again. I need to stop saying Wow. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. There's nothing to worry about. Perfect timing, peaceful revolution within the next few weeks. Things are working out. Things are working out. And I know this is not a cup. It's like an hourglass thing. But when I saw the 10 of Cups and I looked at the card, it looked like a cup. Your cup is being poured into. Yeah, it's like Spirit is about to give you a lot of things. Spirit is pouring into you. You know, we have the you're ready, and this woman figure is handing something over. Yeah, and with the look for the sign, it's like there's something coming in from spirit. From spirit. It's a gift, I suppose. And they're asking you to be aware, like to don't overthink it. But they're asking you to, you know, keep your eyes peeled, you know, for those synchronistic occurrences. And I don't think you have to worry about missing the sign. So again, don't overthink it. Don't worry about that. 5 of Pentacles. May have to do with a financial situation. Or again, there are certain things that you're leaving behind. Certain situations, people. We'll get more information. Yeah, okay, you're leaving something behind. You're leaving something behind, and you're moving on to better things, essentially. You're leaving what you once knew. You're leaving something familiar, seems, behind. Familiar people, familiar setting, familiar ways of being, you know. And or because I'm also getting with this woman with the shawl, you know, in both these pictures, the woman with the shawl. Perhaps you have been feeling as if you've been, quote unquote, left out in the cold. Maybe there's a situation like a loss of a job or something like that. Yeah, loss of a job, feeling like you've been kicked to the curb. And it doesn't have to be a job, it could be a relationship or something. But it does feel like something has broken down or has fallen away in a sense. Which is it's sort of left you not feeling great. But I feel like this is happening in order to push you in a direction that's more positive. And that is if you resonate with it, sort of you not being the one leaving things out, but in turn being left out or cut off. I feel like there's a divine orchestration to this, essentially. There's a reason that this is happening. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. The spirit is doing this for a reason. Probably because whatever this is wasn't for your highest good in some way or fashion again. And maybe you wouldn't have left, you know, and this is the only way that they could push you in this direction. If that makes sense. I'm sure it does. 5 of Swords again. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna need more information. It seems like whatever the situation was, it wasn't worth your time. Yeah, it just seems like across the board, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. But sometimes you don't know what else you can do. You don't see a way out. Okay, we have the star. Hope. The light at the end of the tunnel. And again, it's giving me the feeling that, like, again, with this, like, pouring of those chalices, those jars, it feels like things are being orchestrated. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords with the Waite. Also, he has a sword. There's a truth you're gaining. Like something's arising through this. Yeah. It's almost like you're seeing the truth of the situation now that you're being separated from it. So again, this could be a person, a job, whatever, but it's like a truth is being revealed in the space where you're transitioning, if that makes sense. As you're going through this transition, things are rising to the surface and showing you the truth of the situation, things you probably didn't see because you were so immersed in it. Wow. Split the deck at the 10 of Wands. So again, it was a heavy burden. A heavy burden, and it doesn't seem like, again, a burden that was serving you or anything, you know. Sometimes, you know, if you're working towards something you're passionate about, you know, it can be quote unquote not burdensome, but the weight that comes with it is more valuable, if that analogy makes sense. Yeah, whatever the situation was, it seemed like, obviously, it seemed like it was taking more than it was worth. It was taking more from you than it was worth. But where you're going is the 10 of Cups. It seems like all of this is happening to bring you to a place that you would much rather be. And it seems far beyond like just where you would rather be. It seems like a place that you actually really want to be. Yeah. Bottom of the deck. Happy, happy. Just like the weight on the bottom of the angel answers, go the distance. You see how that 5 of Swords just got blown away? Yep. That seems like a sign to me, a deep knowing. Blessed. You're being carried. 6 of Swords, being carried towards better things. And mending. This seems more like a mending of self. Go the distance is not moving. Go the distance. Seems like a don't give up kind of vibe. This is not what I expected from this reading. Poised. Yes. Poised. Yeah. She's ready for the new. She's ready for all the blessings that are getting ready to be poured onto her, that she's getting ready to be showered with. And I think that's sort of the advice. Like, whatever happened, whatever these old situations were, they're done. You're moving on to better things. Take what you've learned. Take what you've learned. There's probably a reason, you know, what is it? Yeah, like wisdom, knowledge that you've gained from being in those things, but they've reached their expiration date, you know? And things are being orchestrated, again, to bring you what you actually want. No place like home. Security. Again, that really calm, grounded feeling. No place like home. I feel called to read from the book. But this is so serene. Like they're bringing you to a place that you really want to go. Like this is, I feel, what you've been asking for at like the deepest level in terms of security, comfort, feeling safe, you know? Peaceful resolution. A change in the wind. A change in the wind. There's a shift, there's a transition, and there's movement, it seems. I don't know if this is physical movement, but I am getting like a twinge. Maybe a little bit more than a twinge of that. Like physically leaving something. Like a place, but physically leaving something. Unfinished symphony. Yeah, it seems like there's something else for you to pursue. It's something else you've been wanting to do that maybe the situation was taking up the space for. Yin. Yes. Receiving. Being open to receiving. Being in the flow. Being open to receiving. And look at that. The thing spilleth over. In the camera, it sort of looks empty, though, and it's giving me, again, that feeling of being poured into. Like, all of this is being removed to make space so that you can be poured into. That seems very clear to me. I might go back and read the No Place Like Home, but I feel like, yeah, we'll see. We shall see. The dreamer, embrace your true purpose. Yes, this seems like it's making a lot of sense right now. Something's being removed in order to put you on the path to pursue something different. And I think that different pursuit is something that you've been actually wanting to pursue. And maybe, again, because of responsibilities, things of that nature, you felt that you couldn't, or you stayed where it seemed more safe. Spirit is aligning things because whatever your passion, your true purpose, that is ultimately, it's what you're here to do, man. It's what you're here to do. And you are supported in it. You are supported in it. Whatever you need is going to come because whatever you're here to do is needed in the world. You wouldn't have the instinct, the passion to do it, the dream, the desire to do it if it wasn't what you're here to do. If that makes sense. Princess of Winter, that is the Page of Swords. Inquisitive, truthful, realistic, undiplomatic. Information that can help, but which may also be difficult to hear. Ace of Swords. Speaking the truth with kindness, an indigo, child, or adult. I do think you probably would identify with that, being an indigo child / adult. Prince of Summer. falling in love suddenly, being swept off your feet, the need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. I think that's what the important sentence. The need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. Yeah. There's a lot shifting. There's a lot shifting. Justice. Take the time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. You will win in the end. Oh. 5 of Summer, 5 of Cups. Trust that there is a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions from others. I wanted to read that as negative situations. Focusing on that which frights you, and underneath that, it's like peeking through, understanding the truth of a situation. And this is the moon. Letting go of fear and worry. Let go of fear and worry. Focusing on that which scares you, which frightens or worries you, and understanding the truth of a situation. You're getting clarity on something. Okay, yeah. You're getting clarity on something. This seems very, what is it? Confirmation-esque. Fairies have a lot to say. Do not invite real fairies in your home. I heard they're very chaotic. King of Autumn. Be assertive when it comes to what you know is right. Everything going your way. A good person or company to work for. Again, so this may relate heavily to financial situations, but you don't have to, and the star underneath it, sorry, you don't have to worry that you're not going to be able to support yourself financially. Because where you're going, again, following your soul purpose, you will always be supported. Unless it's part of your mission, you know, or whatever. But again, from what we're seeing, that's not going to be your story. You know? It seems like following your passion, your mission right now is going to bring you a level of success that you probably haven't even experienced before. Everything going your way. Look to the future with hope and optimism. The power of faith to move mountains. Happy changes that bring relief from challenging times, man. This is a message of reassurance, you know? This is a message of hope. Despite whatever may be happening in your reality right now, it's all being orchestrated to bring you your 10 of Cups. And wow, the Queen of Pentacles underneath that. So we have the King and the Queen. And the Empress underneath that. And the Tower underneath that. So again, there's like a clear, okay, something is falling away, something is being dismantled in order to, for that space to be filled with gifts, for spirit to pour into you. And again, it doesn't seem like something you have to force. We have the Empress, we have the Queen of Swords, we have the Yin. You're being poured into. Gifted. I know it means something different on this card, but this is a gift. So it's like, I think the more you can maintain as much as possible, I know it's difficult, but as much as you can maintain and sort of embody this openness, this trust that spirit has your back. You know, we have the co-create card underneath that. Spirit has your back. You're not in this alone. the more you can stand firm in that belief, that assertiveness, I think things will move a lot smoother. And I think it may even like add to the potency of what comes in, you know? I'm getting the you know, scenarios where you're sitting there worrying about a situation and then everything turns out to be fine and you're like, oh wow, what was all that for? You know, I wasted all that energy being scared and worried, overthinking just for everything to work out, kind of thing. So it's like, stay in this energy, you know, invite in this energy, invite in the trust, invite in the knowing that you're being taken care of, and whatever has to leave is only making space for something better. It's only making space for something better, you know? Yeah. It feels important for you to hold that faith. Hold that faith. Yes, the power of faith to move mountains. The power of faith to move mountains. That energy is going to assist in this transition. The positive energy that comes from you, the trust that comes from you, is going to aid, because I feel like the negativity, the fear and worry, it's like it's adding a level of resistance that's, again, it's like it's getting in the way of what is trying to come in, what spirit is trying to pour into your life. So don't create obstruction, you know, essentially. Wow, the world. Sorry, I'm just getting a little excited. The world, a brilliant success, the freedom to go in any direction, a journey that is now complete. You're being gifted freedom. Yes, things are dismantling, but it is to give you the world. It is to give you the world. Wherever you were is much too small for you. Yeah. It's like you're being brought to a place where you can spread your wings, where you can really take up space, man. This is where you're meant to be. 10 of Winter, which is 10 of Swords, the resolution of difficulties, a weight lifted off your shoulders, the end of an addiction or codependency. You're moving to better things, man. You're moving to better things, peaceful resolution, the resolution of difficulties, just confirmation upon confirmation. We have the 8 of Pentacles. So it may be creative work. Do more research before proceeding. Education in the form of seminars, going back to school, apprenticeship, excellent craftsmanship, and long-term projects. The 8 of Swords, or not 8 of Swords, 8 of Autumn is usually linked to working like an artist working diligently on a project. I feel like I want more on this card. Oh, 4 of Cups. There's that fear and worry. Look at her face. Being distracted and failing to see a magical opportunity. Look for a sign. Taking someone or something for granted. Discontentment with life. Yeah. Okay. There's a definite reassurance. There's a definite reassurance here. But I think, again, this card is reiterating that you may not be in a place where you're seeing that. You're seeing how things are working out for your highest good. Things are working out for you. And yeah, and look at the little cherub there. I feel like that's spirit, like really asking you to see this from a different perspective. Yeah. It's asking you to see this from a different perspective. This is happening for you, you know? It's happening for you. Yeah, and with the unfinished symphony, there's I do feel, and I mean this comes out a lot in my readings, but I do feel like there's something probably creative, but there's something that you're passionate about that you've been wanting to pursue that you probably haven't been pursuing. Probably because you've, been working on like financial things or other responsibilities. And I think somehow this dismantling, this transition is giving you more time to possibly open yourself back up to this. And maybe you've been trying to do both. Maybe you have been doing both. And perhaps again, this is opening up more time for you to dive into whatever this probably creative endeavor is, to get to know how you can possibly move this forward more. And it's the perfect timing. Perfect timing. Peaceful resolution within the next few weeks. Maybe within the next few weeks, you're going to gain a better perspective. And you may not know exactly where you're going, but again, it's like you may have a better idea of where you want to go. Yeah. I'm going to read from No Place Like Home, and we will wrap it up from there. A leg up, receiving help, delegating authority, and interdependence. This is not No Place Like Home, but I always read what I immediately flip on. You must allow people to help you, just as you are there for them. This is a time to be vulnerable, to speak up about your needs, to ask for them to be fulfilled. Trust. You will be met with kindness and love. Don't expect others to read your mind, though. Ask and it is given. Now is the perfect time to seek advice from a mentor, business advisor who has been where you want to go, to help you get there too. I'm just going to say this really quickly in case it resonates. You may have been in situations where people were trying to compete with you instead of work with you. And that may have caused you to try to do a lot of things on your own. Or maybe you just have problems trusting that you can work with people, but obviously this feels important to say. Like, and again, you're not only receiving help in the physical, but spirit is here to help you. Ask spirit. Tell spirit what you want. Tell spirit what you want. Life has a way of presenting you with the perfect people to align with, who can give you a leg up during this next phase of your journey. I didn't even read that before. You come to a point where going it alone is no longer optimal for you. Life has a way of presenting you with the perfect people to align with, who can give you a leg up during this phase of your journey. My Christ. Maybe that's a synchronistic sign. The lights went off. In all areas of your life where you need a boost, the trick is to accept the aid that's so freely given. Yin, poised. Accept it, man. Yeah, when you embrace interdependence, allowing teamwork and independence to commingle, miracles happen. Now is such a time. All right, we're going to go. Once you shift your expectations, you'll be amazed how quickly help arrives. Once you shift your expectations. Okay. 48 poised, being ready, bringing something to light, being at your best, confidence. You have every reason to feel confident. Everything you need to make your success concrete is now at your disposal. You can take action knowing you are ready to step into your power, into your light, into your service to the world. The direction you're moving in is your destiny. Your soul is smiling with joy as you align with this truth. I'll also read the protected message. It feels contradictory. You're not ready to move forward this time, and that has to be okay. Pretending you know what you're doing works sometimes, but if you adopt a fake it till you make it attitude, it will land you in some muck now. This is not the time to wing it and deliver something half finished. It's okay to postpone things until you are really ready. It's better to disappoint others now than to wish you had later. In case that needed to be said. Okay, we're actually at the page that no place like home. Authenticity. Coming home to yourself, feeling at home, arriving at a place where you just fit. 10 of Cups. Sorry. Let me relax. Being comfortable in your own skin. Home feels safe and secure. It's a comfortable place to rest and create. A place that is known and you can call yours. This card signals that your ability to trust yourself and feel at home in your own skin is beginning to solidify as you claim your dignity and integrity, aspects of yourself no one can take away from you. You know who you are. You hold your head high, yet with neither pride nor humility. Instead, you stand as the observer, seeing through the eyes of your soul. This puts you in a position of power and strength. Authenticity is your home. You are safe here in the house of your spirit and spirit. When you act in an authentic way, you command the world to reflect back to you exactly what is in your highest good. Your business choices, the investments you make, and the creative projects you immerse yourself in are powerfully on point. Why? Because when you are fully yourself, radically accepting everything in your journey to date, both successes and failures, you will see the divinity in all things. You will see the divinity in all things. Abundance is a natural progression when you experience this kind of authenticity. Hold on. I'm going to read the protection message in case it seems like it's being asked. There are times when what is familiar and known is not the best choice. Yes, I needed to read this. Human beings are memory-driven creatures, and we all look for certainty for what we know, even if the qualities we seek in other people and in external conditions are expressed in unhealthy ways. Avoid being too eager to find home. Choose something unfamiliar and trust that there you will find a new normal that supports your spirit. If you do what you did, you'll get what you got. Do the opposite of what feels right. Ah, yes. Do the opposite of what feels right, even if it's uncomfortable. Because what feels right is really what feels familiar. And you will attract and be drawn to the very things you don't want anymore. This time will not be different unless you do something different. Yeah. So again, I'm pretty sure I mentioned earlier something about familiar situations. Again, it's a collective message. But you're ready. You're ready to move away from what is familiar. Yeah, it was important that I read that. It does feel contradictory. We have the poised, you're ready, and then So I feel like this probably isn't a time to rush forward. I don't know. I'm getting a lot of good feelings from this. We started off with this very calm, serene, secure feeling, you know? So again, it may be just a variety of different or varying messages here. But I think the overall is that whatever this transition is, whatever this moving away, moving forward from, it will be for your highest good, and it's going to lead to a place where you actually feel fulfilled. Feel fulfilled, feel secure, where you want to be. Be open. Be open. And trust yourself. I know those are like blanketed terms, but it's necessary. All right. I'm going to leave it there. I hope this resonated. It seems like a very reassuring message. Yeah. Let me know if it did in the comments, and I hope to see you in another one. Until then, take care.